feeling like a tattoo. The way you wear that dress, they gonna attack you. Way you look at me, baby, I got you.
And we're back, and we're back, and we're biggity back. Hey, back with another back with a video. Hello, my snookies. How are you guys doing today? I'm not really a reaction channel, and usually I don't react to certain things or whatnot, but this Peach McIntyre thing is kind of like disturbing the peace a little bit. And like I said, I'm not a reaction vlogger. I don't do reactions or anything like that, but it kind of makes me wonder what all is it to there. I know people say, you know, she might have mental health issues or whatnot. I also understand having mental... Sorry, you're fine. Yes, like I said, I know as far as mental health issues because I have a few, and I know in the black community, and the only reason I'm saying that community because some of us are brought up different in our community. We are brought up to say what goes on in this house stays in this house, and not only that, we are brought up to you gotta be strong, you gotta keep going. So when we have mental health issues, we don't even realize that we have mental health issues. We're always going, we're always going and told to keep going strong. We get depressed, we have kids, we gotta keep going strong. It might be something mentally unstable up here, but we don't get diagnosed because we're taught, don't tell your business. We don't need therapy. We deal with it, basically. And it results in us not only having childhood drama and trauma. Hell, I have childhood trauma. Hell, I have middle age trauma. Hell, I even have high school trauma. And then I got adult trauma too. So with that being said, shit, I got adult drama and everything else. Trauma, drama, whatever you want to call it. So, and I'm laughing because it's crazy. Like, we grew up to not deal with it as kids, or not get seen about it, not get help for it, and then we become these adults that's trying to raise our kids when we have trauma within ourselves, and it becomes hard. We don't even realize that we might be causing our kids trauma, and we do. The same thing she's saying she don't want for her kids, in a way, is the same thing she's causing for her kids. You know, she's saying how her mama did this and this and that to her, but she might not be doing what her mama did to her, but she's causing trauma in another serious way. She said her son is resenting her because her husband is back in the house. She stated on another video that her daughter was upset with her. I think a lot of arguing and bickering, not just with her and her husband, but with her mama, her sister, and her brothers, and her cousins, and everything else. So that's trauma within itself. It might not be the type of trauma that she experienced. She might be showing the kids love in different ways, but maybe the materialistic things that she said she didn't want, like she said her mama bought her jewelry and stuff for Christmas, and she just wanted a notebook. And she said that was materialistic. She just wanted a journal to journal in. She didn't want the jewelry or the Jordans or whatever else, because her sister and brother, they were materialistic, I guess. So to say, don't quote me on that. But she doesn't know that she might be causing her kids to have the same type of experiences, because you take them to Busch Gardens, you take them to Disney World, you take them to all these places to take them on shopping sprees and this and this and that. That's kind of materialistic also. So how do you know that them kids don't want you to just maybe be at home sometimes? And I understand you're a content creator and you got to make the money to support them kids. and your husband, as you would say, in a casino, as you would say, in a shopping addiction, as you would say. But maybe them kids don't want all that all the time. Maybe they just want you. You dropping them off at the school program, the early school program. Then they go to daycare. Then they go to the after school program. Then they got activities and different things like that. Maybe they just want you to sit at home with them and just hug them and love on them. We won't know until further years from now, and you might not even know until further years from now when it's a video about you. Well, my mama, yeah, she bought us this and she swore us this and that, but all we really wanted was her time. So, you just don't know. And I'm not bashing. Like I said, I have mental. If you look at my previous videos, I have mental health and I'm getting it together. I'm seeking help. No matter how many times I've been told as a child, you don't tell no strangers your business, and they don't understand. They just there for the money and this and this and that. Well, now that I'm grown and an adult, I'm going to try to figure it out. And it took a long time because for a minute I didn't know I had mental issues because it was common. Like it wasn't nothing that I didn't even know that I had these problems because I grew up and just dealt with it. I didn't think myself that I had anything or any problems with my mental. I'm learning now. I'm still a work in progress, and that's why I'm going to therapy now to try to get it together. So no, it's not about bashing. And then sometimes I think personality disorder is also a scepter on it. And sometimes you might have personality disorder and don't even know you got a personality disorder. And you bring up things because of the way you see it. Yeah, so sometimes you might not know. And you might be bipolar and don't know different things. And the only reason, like I said, I'm saying is because I have a lot of mental issues and I have a lot of health issues. I have physical issues. And it could be part of me holding stuff in and not being expressive and things like that. I'm not a very expressive person. That's why it's probably so hard for me to do YouTube and things like that because I'm learning how to express myself more. I'm not an expressive person. So it's hard for me to talk about a lot of things, and it's hard for me to interact with people because of the trauma, But with that being said, you say you ain't gonna never need your mama, your brothers, or your sisters. F them kids. I'm gonna be bluntly honest about this. The truth of the matter is, you say, and I'm pretty sure y'all as parents can agree. You protective over your kids. I mean, I am, and my kids are grown. I got grandkids, and I'm very protective over them still. But let's be honest, y'all. When somebody say F your kids, your response is gonna be, girl, F your kids too. That's the truth, even though it's wrong. But when somebody says something about your kids, your instinct is to respond with the same things about their kids. Say something about their kids. F them kids, girl, F your kids and you too. That's just a response. And although you might not mean it, the thing is, your kids, your brother kids, your sister kids, y'all are aunties and uncles. They are aunties and uncles. That can put a wedge between the cousins, because y'all kids are cousins. So is that why you and your cousins get into it? Because your mamas, and so you say your mama and her siblings didn't get along, so now the cousins fighting because they done said some messed up stuff about each other kids. So now the kids that's growing up, which is y'all fighting. So you don't want that for your kids neither, because you as the aunt saying F them, and then your brother and sister as the aunt and uncle saying F your kids. And your kids and their kids are cousins. So you don't want them growing up fighting because, well, your mama did this to my mama and said this and said that. And then the grandma's in the middle. And no matter what, you're right, that's still your mama. And you don't have to deal with whoever you don't want to deal with. I get it. But that's still your mama. And I know I know she probably like, girl, whatever. Yeah, that's my mama, but she'll F her. But my thing is, you don't have to verbalize it all across the country, all across the YouTube streets. You don't have to be so hateful and spiteful. Even though you might feel it inside, it takes a stronger person to love somebody that hurt them. And you probably ain't even past it yet. Evidently you ain't. So I'm not faulting you. I mean, like I said, I watch the reaction channels and I watch you too. That's just the honest truth. I laugh at some of the stuff and I laugh at some of the stuff you do, but that just mentally had me for a ringer. When you saying F the kids, F your mama, F your brother, F your sister, and then they saying it back. And one thing that I noticed, even though you said that, Miss Peach, your brother did not allow nobody to say too much of nothing about you on his live. He said, hold on. I could talk about my sister, but you ain't gonna talk about it when somebody came on there trolling, trying to say something about you. He stopped it. He nipped it in the bud. So if that don't show that them people love you, I don't know what to do. He said, well, see, it's the little things you gotta notice. And y'all was argued and said stuff about his baby and everything else. But he said, that's my sister. I'll talk about her, but you ain't gonna come and talk about her. So just notice the little things, and maybe that'll help with some of the healing in the process and the dysfunction and things like that. Also, another thing that I wanted to bring up. You said something about your sister Drea being jealous because you brought, I think it was your oldest son, Gregory, a car. My thing is, why would you say that she jealous because you brought your son a car when you was gonna buy her son a car too, and he said he didn't want it? Let's think about this. Why didn't he want you to buy him a car? Most kids I know would be honored, happy, humble, ecstatic about their auntie buying them their first car. He said no, he turned it down. Why? Because he probably felt like you was going to use it against him. After you got the car for him, you was going to throw it up in his face. And you talk about people throwing stuff up in your face. So maybe that's why he felt like, nah, I don't want her to buy me a car because and you said yourself, they know you rude. You got a big mouth. You might use it against them. It's going to be all over social media. And this was a prime example. Because if you would have bought him the car, I'm pretty sure you would have threw that in there too. Like, and I just bought my nephew, your son, the car. Da-da-da-da-da. So maybe that's why they feel like that. And don't get me wrong. You can be verbal and vocalize. Like I said, I held a lot. I still got some work. And I'm a work in progress. That's why I'm seeking help now. And I'm proud of myself for seeking the help that I need. But they probably like, we got to keep away from her because her mouth is big. And when she get mad, she gonna run and tell it.
I'm sorry.
No, you're fine. When she get mad, she gonna tell all your business. So that could be the reason too.